I strained my ankle, so you don't have to. I'm just kidding. I didn't mean to strain the ankle. I was playing soccer and I went to block a ball, landed just slightly on the ball, rolled the ankle, and then he kicked it because he was shooting. So he went as hard as he could and I kind of blocked the ball, but my ankle went under as he shot up. And then all my weight was also on there. So it was probably one of the worst ankle sprains that I've ever experienced. And so I went right into fixing it. I was able to walk within 3 days without a limp. There's still some inflammation in it. You can see the difference. It was the left side. And as I go through it, I'm just continuing to build it back up. I may go play futsal tonight just to see if I can. I will wrap it up and then probably have an ankle brace on it as well. Wrap it up with, I'll use like KT tape and then use an ankle brace if I do play because I need a lot more stability. The joint capsule basically got blasted through on this outside where you see the most swelling. And so this is the process that I followed. Take it or leave it. But I was able to play pickleball, honestly, the last 4 days just because people kept inviting me out to play. And it wasn't super competitive, but I was able to move, run short little bursts. Most of the weight was on the right side. And I won lots of games, so that was good. I like pickleball. This is the process I use. So rest-wise, I did basically no rest. I slept at night. A lot of people underestimate how much getting a good night's sleep helps recovery with your injuries. When they say rest in the RICE protocol, which is kind of what we'll go over, and then I'll give you what I actually do, they mean like just sit at home, but that's not the point. You need to rest and sleep at night because your body does the most recovery and healing while you're in REM sleep, which you're not in REM sleep while you're watching TV or you're playing video games. So that's not really productive. It's just the excuse. So don't go do that. Just sleep an extra 90 minutes at night or more if you're able to. Then you got ice. I had somebody give me ice right when I sprained it. So at the basketball gym where we play futsal, I put the ice on there while I drove home because there was quite a bit of pain and I was feeling a little bit of nausea. So I was like, you know what, I'm driving. Let's try not to feel this thing. So I wanted to numb it, and that's what ice does. Other than that, I've only done, well, I swam in the ocean twice. I did the day after. I swam in the ocean, which was quite rough in terms of walking on the sand and to get to the beach. And then once I was in the water, it felt really good. And then I did a ice bath slash ocean swim yesterday as well. And clients go to the ocean, so whenever I train them, I go after. That's all I did for the ice aspect. My view on inflammation is that it's holding the ankle in place while it can heal. So as long as you keep the blood flow moving, it's actually a positive thing. We just don't want it to get stuck, and we don't want it to be chronic inflammation. So staying for extended periods of time, that means like anything plus 2 weeks, we need to work to get rid of the inflammation. And if you have inflammation, it's your body telling you that there is a problem there that we need to work through and build structural balance around. So enough on the ice aspect. Compression, I used compression the day after, and the main reason I did that was because I had to carry a bunch of equipment up to different clients' houses that I was traveling to. So basically I was doing weighted farmer's walks with odd objects the day after I had an ankle sprain. Not the best idea, but if you wrap it up, it can give it a little bit more support. And I walked really slow, put most of my weight when I was doing steps, like stairs, on the right leg, and then I just let it go. When I was in the car, I would unwrap it and then consistently move it. We'll talk about that a little bit more. I haven't wrapped it up since, but as I said, if I were to play soccer tonight, then I will wrap it. Pickleball, I don't, because I want to see how stable it is without the wrapping. Elevation, I do think elevation can be beneficial just for minor pain relief. Whenever I'm flossing it, I'll elevate it as well, floss it. We'll talk about that more later too. And then have it elevated on the couch, move it around, and then move it back down and live life again. So that's the basic protocol that I do not follow, that everyone always tells you to follow, because it doesn't heal the ankles specifically, but the rest of the body. as fast as possible. So let's get into what I actually do. So if you do have an ankle sprain, you can get rid of it as well. So here's the process that I follow to rebuild the ankle and get it healing faster than most people think possible. Blood cycling is the term that I like to call it. It sounds like weird and witchcrafty, but it's not. Basically what you're trying to do is cycle the blood through the foot. So when you use a floss band and you're wrapping it through, I'll just wrap it. I'll show you. You're creating tension around the whole joint. The description I like to give on flossing is like a joint massage. So we're holding it in place, and then that helps us move it. So when you move it, you can get more blood flow to the area. The blood cycles around the body. It's like, I think it's every minute. It should go through the whole body. But when you have an injury and inflammation, it keeps the inflammation there. So what we want to do is wipe the inflammation out, and then it brings in new stuff. Wipe the inflammation out, it brings in new stuff. If you can do that every 2 hours, 1 hour ideally, you're going to heal quite a bit faster. So I'm just doing little motions. I go the other way, doing little motions. The ankle is recovering. Like, it still is recovering. This is at 7 days that I'm making this video. And so most of the time people are just getting back to walking, where my gait is actually very normal and I'm able to move pretty confidently with everything that I'm doing. So blood cycling, you're trying to move it as much as possible. When I was in the car, I was doing this with my foot practically the whole time, and then I was doing this like on the side. And that was Thursday. That was the day after, basically not even 12 hours after the sprain, because I sprained it late at night when we were playing. I was starting to do this stuff, like all the movement as I can, inversion, eversion, all those different things. I want the ankle to move because I need to tell the body, hey, this is a problem, and if we don't use it, you will lose it. So there's that famous saying, if you lose it, you don't use it, you lose it. We want to use it so we don't lose it. And so that's what we're doing with the ankle. And while we're doing that, we're cycling the blood through there, the inflammation, bringing new nutrients to help the healing process speed up. The next aspect to that is stability and control. So I want to create stability and control in the ankle as fast as possible. So the ankle wants to roll out because this whole side of the capsule basically got blasted out when I sprained the ankle. So I'm angling my ankles in just slightly, putting more weight on the big toes, and then holding this here. This hold is actually quite rough, not rough on the ankle, but it's difficult to do, especially right after you strain the ankle. Like there's quite a bit of tension. You're feeling all the different movements, and then you can start walking, and you're walking with a ton of intent. So you'll see a sled video right on the side, and this is me doing sled extremely slow with a bunch of intent, trying to push through the feet, but not let the ankle do what it wants to, which is fall back through the capsule that got strained. This is also how we start the process of not restraining the ankle, which is super easy and common to do. You probably know someone who has chronic ankle sprains that just they keep spraining it because they don't rehab the capsule to actually hold the ankle joint back in place. So we want that stability, control. I also really like short range movements. So if you're leaning back, let's say this is a wall, and I'm actually pushing through the toes, there's a little bit of stretch here on the ankle. And because of where the strain is, I've had many strains. More soccer strains when you're on grass are typically up through here, versus this is more of a basketball strain because it was on the hardwood floor. So the ankle pulled out right here versus kind of pulling out through the side of the leg. So normally when I'm doing this, it feels wonderful because it is very short range for the back. But for now, it's actually a little bit of stretch. So doing tibs is where it feels really good. And then I go here and do just slight bit of control. I want that stability. Then I can push off. And then I go back. And then I do tibs. And then I might even hold the tib. Might, as in I have done this quite a bit in the last few days, working to stabilize, even walking like this, normally on a softer surface, just so the heels feel a little bit better. But I'm trying to stabilize the ankle, rework the functions that are not working anymore. And that's the phase that I'm in still. On the day 4, because that's great English, I did a pretty intense workout on the ankle. It felt really good day 3. So I was like, okay, let me do something a little bit more intense. The next day, day 5, I had increased the inflammation quite a bit, and the ankle, I had overdone it. And part of that is when I'm working with injuries for myself, I want to see, okay, how far can you push it with different range things that rehab it? Of course, we're working to rehab it as fast as possible, but if I don't test it on myself, I'm definitely not going to test it on a client. So we're doing it on myself, and then I'm able to see, or I talk to other trainers and see what they tested on themselves. And that's how training becomes more knowledgeable, and we get new ideas and things like that. So it's not a bad thing for me to have that occur because I know how to fix it. I know how to rebuild it. What I did is that next day, day 5, I actually let it rest a lot, flossed it a lot, got the blood flow, went back through it. And then day 6, which was yesterday, I did a lot of the stability stuff. So a little bit of here, a little bit of here, a little bit of walking, a little bit of walking on the toes, and then inversion, eversion work as well. Very light on the, well, technically that is eversion, or technically supination of the ankle, and then pronation is there. It's a little bit different, inversion, eversion, but too complicated, not meant for this video. We're just trying to fix the ankle. So to wrap this up, I'll probably do a video that goes over the whole process that I've gone through with this ankle once it's completely fixed back up. This is at 7 days. You can see the inflammation. You can see when I'm walking, like walking is normal. Even cutting, like I can cut a little bit. Obviously, it's not as fast as I want it to be. It hurts the worst if I cut back outside there, but partly because the ankle doesn't like to flex into the outside, because that's the part of the capsule that was literally just ripped apart. The most impressive thing that I would say I did with the ankle is a backflip to the second day, so Friday, of recovery. I did it on a trampoline, and the main reason that I did it is I wanted to see if I could, and if the work that I had done had stabilized it enough to land. And yes, it was on a trampoline, but I was able to land. So if an athlete comes to me and says, hey, I need to be back this fast, I can give them a good estimate of what back looks like for them. All that said, I hope that you can get back as fast as possible with your ankle sprain, or send this to someone that you know has chronic ankle sprain so they can start this process, and then we can build out the strength and true rebuilding of the ankle. And well, 1, the complete guide to fixing the ankle, but 2, if I go through another video, which I probably will, because I think it's fun to talk about different injuries and how fast we can recover for them without medical intervention, if you know what I mean. So enjoy, comment any questions below, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope everyone enjoys the video. Enjoy.